Hey guys, my middle school talent show of 2014 was the single most dramatic event of my adolescence. I'm serious, that day had everything. Glitter, betrayal, unexpected music choices, and the kind of emotional arcs that would make even Pixar say, okay, that's a bit much. Let me set the scene. The gymnasium had been turned into a makeshift theater, if by theater you mean a few folding chairs, a budget of like $6, and a stage made from 3 risers that were technically unsafe for use. Black and gold streamers were sadly sagging from the ceiling like an old man's day. And the center of attention? A banner that said, Lincoln Middle School's Got Talent. Our little crew, Michael, Sarah, Rusty, and me, were sitting in the second row. That's where the real ones sat. You could see everything, but you were just far enough from the front to whisper mean things without the principal hearing you. Michael was bouncing his leg like some cracked out rabbit, Sarah was stress peeling the label off her water bottle, and Rusty was just sitting there calm like Buddha if Buddha was some white blonde kid. Now Patty, he was backstage. We hadn't seen him for the last 20 minutes, but rumors were already spreading that he had a costume change planned. This was Patty's 3rd time performing at the talent show, and he never missed a chance to remind people that he was basically carrying the entire arts department. He told us earlier that week, "My act's gonna have 3 parts, vocals, interpretive dance, and then a little fire hazard at the end." We all thought he was joking. He was not. Anyway, the show kicked off with the usual. A kid who did a backflip but accidentally kicked the microphone stand. A girl who sang a Billie Eilish song at half volume. Then came Sarah. She sang Passion Fruit by Drake, which made every adult in the room tear up and every kid whisper, "Who is Drake?" She was amazing. Raw, emotional, and actually in tune, which was rare for that stage. When she came back to sit down, I gave her a thumbs up and she just whispered, "My hand was shaking the whole time." And then guys, it was Patty's turn. The lights dimmed. Fog, actual fog, poured out from a small machine that was definitely not cleared by the fire department. And then out came Patty. He strutted to the keyboard and began playing the opening chords of Bohemian Rhapsody. Bold choice for a 13-year-old who still used Axe body spray. He sang, "Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality." People clapped, but it was the kind of clapping you do when you're not sure if you're impressed or just mildly concerned. And then came the interpretive dance break. I'll spare you guys the details, but imagine if a peacock and a car wash had a baby. That's exactly how it looked like. By the time he took his final bow, which lasted 40 seconds, the gym was filled with this weird silence, and everyone was thinking, what did I just watch? He walked back to his seat like he was waiting for someone to throw roses at his feet, like he was waiting for the Grammy to enter his hands. No one did, but Michael did whisper, "He moonwalked into the trombone stand. That's gotta be a penalty." And then came Rusty. Now here's the thing about Rusty. He never talks. Not shy, not anxious, just silent. Doesn't talk, ever. Most of us weren't even sure if he could talk or if he was just doing the world's longest bit. But when he walked onto the stage, everyone was confused. What is he gonna do for his act? In his plain red shirt? But then something completely shifted in the room when a teacher brought out a vibraphone. Yes, a vibraphone. Those little instruments with the pedal and the mallets, you know? Not exactly what you'd expect at a middle school talent show. Most of us had only seen that thing collecting dust in the back of the band room. But Rusty pulled out 2 mallets, took a breath, or maybe just aligned his soul, I don't know, and he started playing a vibraphone cover of Stressed Out by 21 Pilots. And guys, it slapped. It started soft, melodic, ethereal, and then he layered in rhythm, harmony, and dynamics like he was summoning a ghost from inside the bars of the vibraphone. The audience went from whispering to holding their breaths. Even the 6th graders who were chewing gum with their mouths open paused. That's how you know this was real. When he finished, there was a sound of silence and then a roar. I'm talking full-on standing ovation. Even Mr. Herrera, the PE teacher who hated everything, clapped. Even Patty clapped too, slowly. You could feel the heat radiating from his ego. The judges, 3 PTA moms, and 1 social studies teacher who hadn't read the rubric, took 5 minutes to decide, but everyone already knew who won. And we were right. Rusty won, 1st place, trophy, bragging rights. He didn't say a word. He just smiled and walked off stage like a silent legend. And Patty, oh boy, Patty did not take that well. "Okay," he said, loud enough for everyone in the second row to hear. "I mean, sure, give it to the quiet guy, the guy with the xylophone." "It's a vibraphone," Sarah said. "Whatever. That wasn't even a real talent. It was like fancy wind chimes." Michael leaned over and whispered to me, this is what it looks like when someone loses an Oscar and tries to smile through it. Patty didn't talk to anyone for the rest of the day. He just sat in the corner of the gym, fake laughing at memes on his phone like he wasn't dying inside. At one point he muttered, "They just felt bad for him. That's why he won." But we all knew the truth. No one wanted to see another kid puff his chest and declare himself king of the school. No one wanted to cheer for someone who needed to win. They wanted to cheer for the guy who didn't say a word and still said everything. So yeah, the Lincoln Middle School talent show wasn't just about who could sing, dance, or play the vibraphone. It was more about humility and how sometimes the loudest thing in the room is silence. And from that day on, I learned something I still carry with me. Arrogance gets attention, but authenticity wins hearts. That's all for this week, guys. See ya.